Mayong adlaw, brothers and sisters of Christ. Welcome to our episode of Gaza, 21 Historical Snippets to 2021. Join me as I take you on a digital trip featuring 21 historical churches, museums, and cemeteries here in the beautiful island of Cebu. And let's take a closer look at these sacred arts and understand its meaning and purpose. And don't forget to like and follow the official page of the Archdiocese of Cebu for the 500 years of Christianity and the CSR page of Smart Communications Incorporated, Smart Communities in Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm Brother Fares, aka Brother Lacuachero. Tana, ubanta! Tana, ubanta! The diversity of Filipinos is something we could probably attribute to the splatter of islands in our little archipelago. Comprised of 7,641 islands, did you know that we have the 5th largest island country in the world? Aside from the plethora of varying indigenous cultures that exist in the country, most of our identity has been largely shaped by foreign influences, both from neighboring countries and colonizers alike. Chinese cuisine is deeply embedded in our cooking, which is reflected in the use of soybean products like toyo, or even using vegetables like Chinese cabbage or pechay. We also have very American concepts that continue to flourish in our country today, such as the idea that education should be free. There are even Malay influences that made its way to our country that showed in our common language or lingua franca before the reign of Spain. In comparison to other countries, it is actually Spain that has one of the biggest influences on our country's culture, and this is probably because of their very extensive rule which lasted for 333 years. Their ways continue to live in our lives over a century later, in our language, our food, our traditions, our structures, and our religion. A testament to the influence of the Spanish era on our people can be found in some of the various religious structures that still stand in our cities to this day. Aside from these structures, museums also exist and are akin to a portal to the past. In them are displayed different ornaments that we treasure to this day. One of the museums in our city, as a place definitely worth visiting for, to get a glimpse of our religious roots, is the Archdiocesan Museum of Cebu. Its walls echo the telling tales of the spread of Catholic faith in our land. The Archdiocesan Museum follows the vision of communicating the sacred, the beautiful, the old, and ever new through the artistic, historic, and cultural patrimony of the Church. For years, AMC as the center of the cultural and pastoral function of the Church. Its mission is to collect, conserve, safeguard, and exhibit the material evidence of worship, catechesis, culture, and charity of the Catholic Church, to document the human genius and aspirations of the faithful, as well as the evolution of cultural and religious traditions, to bring people closer to God, and to foster new humanism as part of the new evangelization. A fine example of Balaing Bato de Cal y Canto, or Canteria y Teja, the museum is made of coral stone blocks and timber. It is an exemplary architectura mestiza, or mixed architecture, that was built in the mid-1800s. Its design being based off the Kanya Inipa that is more commonly known for its local name, Bahay Kubo. The floors are made of bamboo slats and supported by 4 or more posts. For ventilation, the kubo has wide windows and a pitched nipa roof that that was designed to throw off rainwater and was made out of clay tiles or tejas, which was eventually replaced with galvanized iron sheets. The building is escualado, which means it is L-shaped and has strong hardwood trunks for posts instead of bamboo poles. This way, it can support the wide planks of hardwood that is used for flooring in the second story. Meanwhile, the second-story walls are made of wood, while its windows are wide and fashioned from capiz shells. The museum has hosted several exhibits and events since its opening in 2006 as an instrument for Christian evangelization, and displays several precious embellishments such as a collection of Marian figures rendered in ivory, altar paraphernalia, and even a very large relief on wood of the crucified Christ amidst the souls of purgatory. In its initial years, and until the 1980s, the museum served as a convent for the priests of the Cebu Metropolitan Cathedral and was known as the Cathedral Rectory. Its rectory, miraculously unscathed from the World War II bombings, is still standing and is a testament to the skill of its builders and the durability of its foundations that were crafted from local materials. Following the war, it was shortly converted into a training center for teachers of what was then known as Colegio de San Carlos after the bombing of their campus. The museum underwent many reconstructions, once even being a local barangay's cooperative and canteen, housing everyone in need, from students to teachers, and going back to the priest. Today, Archdiocesan Museum of Cebu remains the only ecclesiastical museum in the country to be completely housed in a Spanish-era rectory restored for use as a museum. Interesting, right? When travel restrictions will be relaxed soon, make sure to visit the historic museum in downtown Cebu and see for yourself its beautiful and distinct architecture integrated with sacred arts. And don't forget to take photos. Thank you very much for joining me in today's digital trip featuring the Archdiocesan Museum of Cebu. Before you go, make sure to download the Panaw sa Pagtuo mobile app, both available in Android and iOS. This is a component of the traveling exhibit project by the Archdiocese of Cebu's Commission for the Cultural Heritage of the Church, Smart Communications Incorporated, and Inopub Media, titled Panaw sa Pagtuo, The Journey of Faith at 500 Years of Christianity. Thank you very much, and let's hashtag travel smart very soon. Next time, uban gihapon ta ha! Tana, uban ta!